Hi, I am Karthik Rannan. I am the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I am Raghunendra Singh and I am the Technical Director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our technical fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
I was very much interested in learning digital marketing course for a very long period of time, but I don't get a proper platform. So later from our college, I get to know about XLR and I enrolled in XLR course. It was really good experience. Our course has been taken by Mayur sir, and he was very good teacher. He's not only focusing on theory part, he's doing how real digital marketing works. And It was in total very good experience. I get so much of knowledge. Here they're not only focusing on study, they are also conducting different exams to test our knowledge. And as we are giving the exam, so to appreciate our work, they give certificates for the toppers, and along with the certificate they give hampers. Thank you, XLR.
Recently, I was searching for digital marketing courses online in Google, and I came across XLR, and I attended a digital marketing course which was for 15 days. My mentor Mayur helped me for attending these classes. So he is a very informative and helpful guy. In the course end, there is a exam which I topped. So I came to the XLR office in Bengaluru. This digital marketing course has helped my career and my skills to develop, and the certificate has helped my company to join. Thank you, XLR.
I came to know about this course from my college. Actually, for learning platform, this is very nice, and I learned from here ChatGPT and AI from online. Vikas is teaching for me for AI generative and ChatGPT. We are using this technology in more. And after finishing the courses, I came from for collecting the certificate. I seen the classrooms and faculties. Classroom is very nice. After the completion of exam, they will give gift and certificates. Thank you, XLR, for giving these courses. I learned a lot from this. I gained the more knowledge from here. And thank you for XLR for teaching us.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, Chandana, you're audible.
Yep. Thank you, Surya. So please inform to your friends to join early. So we'll start the session within 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. So meanwhile, any questions you can ask. And today we have a quiz on methods of Java and basics of OOPS. So on these two topics, today at 12:30, I'm going to conduct a quiz. Okay, can you send the email of XLR? Yes, sending it. So edl@xlr.com. This is our email ID. If you have any queries or any doubts, you want to do any inquiry about XLR courses, you can go through this email ID. Okay. So yep, Surya and Amana, you can take up the class. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Good morning, everyone. We have very less number of participants today. I could see only 27. Inform to your friends to join the session. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Is my audio and video clear? Can anyone confirm me through chat? Okay, great. Thanks for confirming, Ashok. Yeah, last week we discussed about methods and types of methods and then OOPS concepts. In OOPS concepts, we discussed about class, object, and then constructor. In today's session, like today and tomorrow, we're gonna dive deep into the OOPS concept, the principles of OOPS. So I'll share my screen. Can you all see my screen? Is my screen visible? Okay, thanks for confirming. Yes. Last week's session, do you have any doubts or can we proceed for today's session? I hardly see few responses only, either one or two. Can you respond, guys, are you in the session? Be attentive. Do you have any doubts in previous session or can we proceed? Give yes if everything is clear or else no.
Guys, please respond. Be interactive session it is, okay? Like here we have a 33 students, nobody is responding. How it is, see? So be interactive in the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandana. Yeah. Well, so in today's session, we're gonna discuss about So in today's session, we dive deep into the principles of OOPS. In last session, we discussed about what is class, object, and then constructors. But in today's session, we are discussing few more principles of OOPS that are very, very important. So those are encapsulation, inheritance, and then we'll be having different types of inheritance. So we're gonna discuss that as well. So if time suffice, then we're gonna discuss this non-primitive typecasting, or else we can proceed in tomorrow's session. So we'll discuss. Yeah, the agenda of today's session is the agenda of today's session is um, first we'll discuss about encapsulation, and then inheritance and its usage, and then types of inheritance. Types of inheritance. And then we'll discuss about typecast. Okay. Um, like last we discussed, right? We learned about class and object. Why do we need OOPS in Java? Can't we write program without class and object? Why should we need OOPS concepts in Java? Any idea? Any idea? Okay. We need to deal with real world entities. Yes, exactly, Leela. So, like, if they, like, we are living, because we have heart and our brain and each and every part of our body is working fine. Then only we could live healthily, or else our lifespan will be reduced, right? So the heart and brain are core part of our body. Similar to that, in Java, these OOPS concepts are part, I mean, core part of Java. These are very, very important. So we already discussed about what is class and object. So let's discuss about encapsulation now. So did anyone have any idea on encapsulation? Why do we need encapsulation? Any idea? Why the name came as encapsulation? So I'll tell you. Last week we discussed about bank example, right? We took bank example and we relate to the Java program. So similar to that, let's take the bank example only. If you are going to the bank, then they'll give you some form to fill up to open your account. So the form will contains your first name, last name, address, email address, phone number, and then at last signature, right? This everything will be in the same form only, right? If, for example, if they're giving like 10 forms, giving 10 forms, and in each form you have to fill one field. Does it look good? You have to fill first name in first form, I mean first letter, and then in the second paper you have to write last name, and in the third paper you have to write remaining, and then etc. on 10 files. So if you are doing like this, will it be readable and efficient to use? And once you are filling up, then you are send like giving back to that accounter who can create your account, right? So which one is good to use? The single form with all the fields, or else multiple forms with having different fields? Which one is efficient to use? This is the first one, this is the second one. So give one if it is efficient, give two if it is efficient. What you will feel? Yes, the first form is efficient because in the single paper itself, we are having all the required fields. So it's easy to read and it's easy to fill up in this single form itself with instead of maintaining multiple forms. And it will be easy for this accountant to see the fields and to enter into the computer and to open your account, create your account, right? So similar to this, how we are maintaining all the fields in one form, similar to that in Java also, we like in Java we won't have fields. Like we fields we'll call it as data, right? Data variables. We'll call fields as data variables, and we'll be having methods, right? What else we'll have? Data variables, methods, and some main method. That main method will also consider method only because it's also one of the methods. So if, for example, I am maintaining 10 10 files, on each file I am maintaining one field. For example, first name. In first file, I am maintaining first name, and in the second file, I am maintaining last name, and in the third file, I am maintaining address, so on till 10th file. So if I am maintaining the data variables or methods in this format, will it be sufficient, or is it better to maintain all the required variables and methods in one file? Which one is better, this one or the second one? Obviously, first one, right? Because in single file itself, we are maintaining all the required fields and methods so that it's easy to understand. It's easy for the developer to develop anything, to implement anything, right? So, we are just doing nothing, but we are encapsulating, right? Encapsulating those data and methods in a single unit. In a single unit. Instead of maintaining multiple units, multiple files, in the single unit itself, we are maintaining all the variables and all the methods. Right? This is called encapsulation. Usually, whenever we are writing the Java code, where we'll maintain all the fields and methods? In the class, right? So the class is acting as a single unit. The class, it will wrap both data variables, we can also call it as fields, and methods into single form. Like in single thing, it's maintaining everything. Okay, so why the name encapsulation came? Or if you observe, like our grannies, or like if you see the tablets, how the capsules looks like, there are some bubbles kind of medicines will be there, and something will be here, and of I mean, and it will wrapped with some layer, right? This is how the capsule looks like. So here in the capsule, all this medicine, like the little balls and everything, will be wrapped into the this cover, the outer layer. It is wrapped inside this single unit. So it is capsule. Assume it is capsule. I'm very bad at drawing the things. So in the capsule, we have many medicines that are of in a round shape and some extra thing here. So as we are like wrapping all these medicines into this cover, we are calling it as capsule. We are doing like capsuling. Capsuling is nothing but like wrapping everything into single unit. So here it is tablet, so we are calling it as capsule. Here we are maintaining data variables and methods. So the name came because of we are wrapping data variables and methods into a class, into a single unit. That's why the name came as encapsulation. It's capsulating data variables and methods into a class, into a single unit. Is it clear, everyone? Do you want me to repeat? Is it clear? Okay, fine. Why we are maintaining wrapping this data and methods into single unit itself? Why we are not maintaining in multiple files? Because to avoid the confusion. To avoid confusion, and also it's not readable if you are maintaining multiple things. So that means if we are using encapsulation, it will increase the readability, right? It will increase the readability. It will avoid the confusion. Can I say this? If we are wrapping or encapsulating data along with methods in single unit, that single unit itself, that single unit we can call it as class. So as we are wrapping this into class, it will increase the readability and it will avoid the confusion, right? So apart from this readability and avoiding confusion, it is also protecting the data. Protecting the data. How it is protecting the data? We need to know this, right? So we shouldn't just learn the concept. We should also know why it is protecting, how it is protecting. So let's discuss this. And before that, I think in the previous week, last week, we discussed about access modifiers, right? Did anyone remember what is the use of access modifiers? What is the use? Yes, to restrict accessing good. And how many types of access modifiers we have? Okay, what are they? Four modifiers, good. What are they? Good response, everyone. Yes, we have four types of access modifiers. Those are public, private, protected, and default. Did you remember the usage? Where can we use public and the difference among the access modifiers? Yes, great. So here we are protecting the data. Protecting is nothing but we are restricting. How can we protect? By restricting few things, right? By restricting few things, we can protect the data. So for protecting, we'll use access modifiers. We'll achieve protecting data by using access modifiers. That too we'll use which we'll use private only. Why only private? Why not public? If I use public access modifier, it can accessible anywhere outside of the class, outside of the package, from outside of the another project. So it can be accessible anywhere. So it shouldn't be like that. As we need to protect the data, it should be accessible in that class itself, right? So that's why we'll use private compared to instead of public, protected and default. So let's see this. I'm gonna create one new class. I created the package. Under that I'm creating class. I'll name it as demo of encapsulation. I need main method, so I check this and finish. So here it's created. So first, let's understand the encapsulation. Encapsulation is nothing but wrapping data and methods into a single unit. That single unit we are calling here it as class. So last week we discussed about we wrote addition method, right? So I'm taking same method here. I'll take two variables and then I'm writing addition method, which can take two variables and then it will return addition of both these operands. So here I'll call this. How can I call the method? I can call the method using object. So I have to create object. So with that object, I'll call the method by passing two values, two parameters. So here I want to print this value. So I'll take it into some result and I'll print it. Okay, here I'll print result. So these are not, we are not using this A and B, right? So I'll take some string here. I'll take one string. I'll name it as like a temp, maybe name, and I'll just give my name. Okay. So how can we access this name? With the object itself, because it's one of the field in the class. So I'll print this value, the name value as well. So how can I print it? Object dot that field name. What is the field name? It's name. So I'll print in this way. Is it clear, everyone? So here if you see in my demo of encapsulation class, I have one data variable. Its name is name and its type is string. So I assign some value to that variable. And here I have one method. The method name is addition. It is taking two integer type parameters and it is returning addition of both those parameters, right? So in order to access this method, I need to create object for this class. So I created it here and then using that object, I'm calling it and I'm printing that result. So along with that, I want to print the value of this name. the value which was assigned to this name. How can we do that? We can access it using the object only. So as I already created this D object, I am directly calling this field with that object D dot that field name, that variable name. Okay. So here what we are doing, instead of maintaining different classes, for example, if I have one class which can only maintain this variable, string name equals to Surya, for example, consider it is not here. Only we have only this method. So if I have one class, this class with this method, and in some other class, if I'm maintaining this data, it's not readable, right? It's not readable because in some other class we are just maintaining this variable name itself. Here we are maintaining addition method. So instead of maintaining two classes to maintain this field and method, I'll just use single class. I'll maintain all these data fields along with the methods in single class itself, in the single unit itself. So it's nothing but encapsulating. It's wrapping both data and then methods into a single unit. Is it clear, everyone? Is it clear? Okay, great. So let me save it and let me print it. So if you see the console output, it's printing addition of 10 and 20, and then it's printing the value of the name, which is nothing but Surya. Okay. So for example, here it's good, like here, this name is, we maintain this name under this class, so we can access anywhere in this class. For example, if I have some sensitive data, like here, consider it as a name and then password. For example, I am creating project, and in that project, I need to take username and password. Username and password. So here I'm directly giving my password. Okay. So I'll make it as public. So if I maintain my username and password directly, and I'll print it, then you can understand it. What it will do? First, it will print the result of the addition, and then it will print username and password, right? So I'll just run it. See here, it's displaying addition of, result of 10 and 20, and then username and password. So as it declared within the class, I'm okay to access here. I'm okay to access this username and password directly. I'm okay with it. But what if I have some other package and I'm trying to access it? Let me, I'll take one more class. I'll name it as demo2. So here I want to use this username and password. So how can we do that? We can do that by creating object of that class. So I'm creating, and then I want to print the username and password, right? So I'll give println system.out.println, and what I have to write here, I want to print username. So d.object.username, and then in the next line, I want to print password. So the field name is password. So I'm passing that here. So if I run this demo2 class, what will happen? It will create object for this class, demo of encapsulation class, and it will directly call the username and password fields. So here, if you see, we call the username and password, so it's printing it. It's giving that output. So if you are doing one like if you are creating new project or if you are gonna implement new project, and definitely for each and every project we should have a sign in option and sign up option. If we are like once the user is registered, if he is trying to log in, you need to authorize it. Like you need to check whether he is authorized user or not. How you will check that? You need to check by checking with existed username and password, right? Like if username is Surya and his registered password is Surya123, and the next time sign in, you need to check whether his username is Surya and password is entered properly or not. If it is existed, then he is an authorized person. We can allow him to access remaining functionalities of the application, right? So this is how we will create and implement the projects. But here, if you see the access modifier, we are using public. What does this public mean? We can access from anywhere. We can access it from anywhere, maybe outside of the package, outside of the class and everything. So if we are maintaining public, is it protecting the data? Is it protecting the data or is it insecure to maintain it as public? Is it securable or insecurable? Insecure. Why it is insecure? Because it can access from anywhere. So we shouldn't do that. So how can I restrict? My username and password should be accessible here itself, within this class itself. How can I restrict it? Yes, we can use private. Why not default and protected? Why not default and protected? What if I use default? I mean, if I didn't maintain any access modifier, it will take automatically default, right? Yes, because if I maintain it as default, it can be accessible from other packages. And other classes, other packages. And if I maintain it as protected, it can be accessible from other classes as well. Along with the current class, it can accessible from other classes and also outside of the package if it is inherited, right? So I don't want that to be happen. I want to strictly use this fields within the class itself, because here I'll write the authorization part implementation so that I can check no other class or no other package can access it, right? It can only accessible here. We can't access it from other classes or other packages. That's why I'll maintain it as private. So let's see this. I'm modified the this public to private. So here, anyway, we are gonna access this username and password. So for that, I need to create object. So using that object only, I can access these fields. So which is nothing but I already created the object. So I'm using d dot username and d dot password. So if I do this, what will be my output? It will display, it will print the username and password. See here, it's printing the username and password. As we restrict the data as private, it shouldn't access from some other class. So within the same package itself, previously as it is user public modifier, we could access it from other classes as well. But here, if you see, as we changed the modifier to private, it's throwing error. Because if it is a private field, it can only accessible within that class itself. We can't access it from other classes and other packages. So that's the reason it's throwing the error. See here, if I highlight the error, it's showing like change visibility of username to some package and then or protector some other access modifiers. Did you get it? Did you understand why we modified from public to private? Okay. So, but in reality of the projects, we won't maintain single class for authorization, right? Yes. Anyway, we restrict the field. So it is protecting the data only. But what if, like, for example, uh, like yeah, in like you are accessing the you sign into the application, you are accessing all the features and you are keeping the application idle for some time, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. You just keep it as idle and you went to some other place and you are doing some personal works, and then later you are coming up, then it is showing like the session was invalid. Please try logging in again, right? So we are not just accessing this username and password from this class itself. We need to access it from some other classes as well. Like in reality of the projects, we won't not strict to this class itself. We'll be maintaining multiple classes, multiple files for the authorization part, for checking the token or cookies and everything. So at that time, I'll really need this username and password. How can I access it? How can I access it at that time? If it is private, if I maintain it as private, how can I access it from other classes? Yes, using getters and setters. So here we are in encapsulation, we are restricting the fields, like we are restricting direct access of the fields. I mean, no other class can directly access these fields, but it can access the methods, right? So I'll maintain few methods to access this username and password. For example, I'm using public for this method, for this username itself, public, and I'll set username first. So I have to use set and then username. And here I'll pass username. Here I'll set to this username field. And then this is for setting the username. For example, if user want to change his username from Surya to some Surya Namana something, so I need to set new username, like new name, right? So for that case, from other class, I want to access this username and I want to modify it from Surya to Surya Namana. So for that case, as it is private, I can't directly access these fields. So I need something to set that username to and to get that username. For that method, I mean for that case, we are using setters and getters. If it is set, we are setting and modifying that field. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah, sorry. So and then if I want to get the value of the username, how can I get it? I have to return string. I'm writing one method, get username, and here I won't pass anything because it's getting, we want to get something. So I'll return this dot this username. Okay. As these fields are not directly accessible, I'm maintaining some methods which are nothing but set method and get method. We can call it as setter and getter method. So set method is used to map value to this field. It will set some new value to this field. Okay. So to this field, we are mapping the value which we are passing to this parameter. Okay. And in get method, we want to know what is the value that was existed for this field. So we are getting that value. So it is a string type. This username is string type. So I'm returning string and I'm returning this value, this dot username. Did you understand the usage of setter and getter? In demo 2, I can't directly use username and password. But if I want to know the username, how can I do that? I'll use get username. See here, the error was gone. Did you understand the usage? Mm. We need. Did you understand the usage? In encapsulation, we are protecting the data. How we are protecting the data? We are restricting not directly access these fields. We can't directly access these fields. So that's why we are maintaining it as private because it's strict to that class itself. No other class or no other package can directly access these fields. But what if, like, there are some cases we need to modify the data. We need to do something on the data. At that time, as I can't directly access this, I need something to access. So, for that case only, we have setters and getters concept. Setters will set something to that field, and getters are used to retrieve what is the value in that field. Okay, the syntax is same. Like public in setter, we are not maintaining. I mean, we are not returning anything, so it would be void. And the naming convention should be we need to use set, and here it is username. So in method it will be camel case, right? So U should be capital and N should be capital. Here, as we are setting new value, we need to pass that value. So as it is string, and you can write any variable name here. Okay, like this. So, and this is how we need to write this setter. For getter, it is also same, but instead of a set, you need to use get and then that field name. And you have to maintain camel case order. And in set, set is used to set new value to that field, and get is used to retrieve, to get the value of that field. Did you understand how an encapsulation is used to protect the data? We are achieving, we are protecting the data by using encapsulation. How encapsulation is doing it? By using private access modifier and then using getters and setters. Is it clear, everyone? Is it clear? Okay. So from this example, what can we say? Encapsulation. Yes. In encapsulation, the advantages of encapsulation are it's wrapping both data and methods into single class, so it will increase the readability. And then it will avoid the confusion. And it will protect the data. How it is protecting the data? By using access modifier that to private. And as we need, as it is restricting field access, we need, there are some cases to use or get or set new values to those fields. For that case, we are using getters and setters. So this is the main, these are the main advantages of encapsulation. Okay. So is this example relevant to you? Can you relate to this example? Previously, these fields are public so that we are directly accessed it. As we restrict to private, we couldn't able to access from other classes or other packages. So that's the reason we are maintaining getters and setters to set new values to get that value. Okay. So the next concept is inheritance. The next concept is inheritance. Do you have do you have any idea on inheritance and its usage? What is inheritance actually? What is inheritance? Parent child, okay. What else? Derived for the parent from the parent, okay. Acquiring properties from one class to another class, yes. Reusing parent class properties in child class, yes. Whatever you are saying, all those uh, things are correct. So inheritance is nothing but acquiring properties from parent to child. For example, like there are few relatives, if you go to the function, if you, I mean, if they see you, they'll tell you like, hey, you are looking like your mom, you are looking like your dad, you have, I mean, your eyes are looking like your mom's eyes, similar to your mom's eyes, like that, right? Like as, like for example, as we are human beings, we'll get genes from our parents, so that there are our features will be few features will be similar to our parents, maybe the height, maybe the a color texture, or the eyes, or some actions how we will do. So we'll get some features from our parents, as we'll have I mean, as we'll get genes from them, right? Similar to that, um, for example, as we are human beings, we'll be having genes, but there are some cases we need to inherit from parent class to child class. For example, we have laptops and phones, right? There are different types of phones, Samsung, Vivo, etc. So I'll take Vivo. So there are many versions coming up in day-to-day life. For example, if it is Vivo V25, sorry. So if it is Vivo V25, this is the version, and this version is having some features like it contains some extra features in camera side, taking photos and maintaining the gallery. And then it is having extra GB. So you as it contains, as it is, assume it is a new version. I'm not sure which is the latest version of Vivo. Just assume it is the latest. So as it is the latest version and it's containing many features, we are definitely want to buy this. So you paid for it and you brought it. For example, you have this Vivo V25. So after few months, maybe after 3 to 6 months, they released new version, Vivo V26. So in this, along with camera features, along with, I mean, it's, I mean, for example, if it is having 120 something, some GB, or else some 8 GB, it's having 64 GB. And then it's having some extra features. Okay, yeah, battery and usages, battery and everything, it's giving some extra features. So if you say this, it I mean, previous version is V25, now it is V26. If you see V26, is it not supporting V25 features? Is it not supporting V25 features? No, it is supporting. See here, the camera features, it's coming with that feature. And extra GB, here we have 8. Along with that 8, it's giving extra more GB. And it along with these features, it's giving some extra battery usage or some extra features as well, right? It's supporting previous features. It's supporting previous features. Along with that, it's having some extra features, right? It's all the features that are available in 25 will be available in 26 as well. Along with that, it contains some extra features. Did like this is how they are releasing the versions, right? If we have Vivo V25, it contains some features, and V26 is not supporting V25 features, it's having some other features. Will you buy this? For example, it's not allowing camera features, it's giving extra battery usage and some other 64 GB maybe. It's not allowing camera features, which is allowed in V25. So will you buy it? Will you buy V26? No, we won't, because along with these features, we need some extra features. As we are putting some extra amount to it, we need some extra features, right? So if you see the example, as the versions are releasing day by day, maybe V25 and then V26 and then V27, etc. So V26 is allowing V25 features with along with that some extra features. V27 is allowing 26 features along with some extra features, right? This 26 is nothing but it is allowing 25 plus some extra features. So it's nothing but it's taking all these features from previous version, right? It's taking all the features from previous version, and along with it, it's writing something else to give new features. In 27 also, it's taking all the features from V26. Along with that, it's writing something to give extra features. Can you agree to this? Do you agree? Yes. So it's nothing but it's acquiring properties from V20, from the previous version. Can I say that it's acquiring features, or we can also call it as properties from previous version. Can I say this? Yes, we can say, because it is taking these features, along with it, it's writing something to give new features. So, as it is acquiring features from old version, can I say it as parent? Because we are getting some features from our parents, as we are getting from our parents, like from our mom and dad, we call them as parent, and we are child. Similar to that, here it is taking features from previous version, so it is parent and it will be child to it. Can I say this? It is acquiring the properties from V25. From previous version. Though, so the previous version will be parent and it will be child. Yes. So if it is the phone and if it is human being, we understood it. But how we'll implement it in Java? So we need some concept to implement it in Java. That concept is nothing but inheritance. It's nothing but we are inheriting features from our parents. The phones are inheriting features from its old versions, right? The laptops are inheriting features from its old versions, old releases. So similar to that, in Java also, we have inheritance concept, which can take previous class or some class extra, the properties from one class to new class. For example, we have one class A, and class B. Class A contains addition method. Class B contains multiplication method. But at some point, you thought that maybe it will be better if I have addition in class B as well. Instead of implementing it here, as this class A is already having the addition, I'll simply acquire this property from this to this class, right? So for that case only, we have inheritance. Class B will if class B is inheriting properties from class A, we'll call class A as parent class and class B as child class. Okay. Did you understand it? Can you relate to this example? We have two classes. One is class A and another is class B. So class A is having add method, class B is having multiple method. But after some time, you thought that it will be better if I have add method in B class as well. So instead of writing it here, I won't, as I already have add method in A class, I'll take these properties to B so that I can access add as well. It's a previous version, it's a new version. You can relate to this. So if I acquire this properties, so I can reuse this from this child class. As B is acquiring properties from A, it will act as parent here, and B will act as child. Okay. And here the parent we can also, as it is classes, as we are dealing with classes, we'll call it as superclass. The parent class we also call it as superclass, and for child class we call it as subclass. Superclass and subclass. Parent and child. I'll tell you Mahinder. Okay. So is it clear everyone? Is it clear? So, okay, we understood like instead of writing new implementation, we may use features from other class and we'll write some extra features into new class. We understood it. And as it is acquiring from one class to another class, this class will act as parent. We can call it as superclass, and the class which is acquiring will we call it as the child class, also call it as subclass. This part was clear, but we need some syntax to use it, right? So the syntax is, for example, this I'm taking same class. This is class A and this is class B. Class B want to inherit properties from A class. So for that case, we have to use extends keyword. Extends. And then here you have to provide the parent class name. Okay, here it is A, so I'm giving A. Okay, the syntax is class, subclass name. You have to use extends keyword and then you have to provide superclass name. Okay, is syntax clear everyone? Is it clear? Okay, great. So let's take one example. The same example, I'll write the same example. I'll create new package. I'm taking the class name as demo of inheritance. And then I need main method, so I'm taking it. Okay. Or else I'll name it as A class. Yeah, this is my B class. And here I want some A class as well. So I'm writing it. Class, I have class A here. Here I'll maintain addition method. Public int addition. And it will take two parameters. It will return sum of those parameters. Okay, here in class B, I have multiplication method. Which is taking two parameters and then returning multiplication of both those parameters. So here in main method, I want to call this multiplication. How can I call that? By creating object. So I'm creating object for this B class. I created it. I'm calling multiplication. I'm passing 10 and 20. So the product of 10 and 20 is 200, right? It should print 200. So I'll store it in some variable and I'll print it. Okay. I have two classes. Class A that contains addition method. This addition method will take two parameters, parameter A and parameter B, which are of integer type. And then it will return the sum of those A and B. Okay. And and I am also having some class B, another class. Its name is B. Under this, I have one method, which is multiplication method, which will take two parameters of integer type, and it will return multiplication of both those parameters. Okay, I want to call this method multiply. Yeah. I want to call this method. How can we call this method? By creating object for this class. So I created the object. Using that object, I call that method and I want to print the result of this method. So I'm printing it. So what should it has to print? It has to print 200 because 10 and 20 is nothing but 200. So see the output here. It's printing 200. Okay. And I want to print addition as well. So for that case, I have to create object for A class, right? Because it exists in A class. So I'll create object for A class and I'll call that method A dot addition and I have to pass values. I'm passing 10 and 20. So I want to print it. So I'll store it in some variable and I'll print it. Okay. So now it has to print 200 and then as we are calling addition, it has to print 30 as well because sum of 10 and 20 are 30. So see the output, it's printing 200 and then 300, sorry, 30. Okay. So here we are maintaining two methods in two classes. But at some point of time, I thought like it would be better to have addition method in class B. So I'll implement here. So I thought it will be better to maintain here. So I re-implemented that method in B class. So instead of calling like this, I'll directly call the addition method which is in B. Okay. So instead of calling the addition method, I'm directly calling addition method which is in B class. So I'll print it. So it's printing 200 multiplication of 10 and 20 and then it's printing the sum of 10 and 20. Okay, good. So if you see here, this code is repeated, right? This code is repeated in class B and as well as class A. So why do we need to implement these two methods in two different classes? I don't want this. It is like it is increasing the lines of code as well as it's not like it's not good to use if we are. If we have something that is repeating, it's better to have it in single class itself, right? So for that case, what I'll do is I'll remove the implementation in here in B class. I'll maintain implementation in A class itself. But I want this addition method in B without re-implementing it. So I can do that by inheriting A class, by acquiring property from A class. So which is nothing but inheritance concept in Java, right? The syntax is same. We already discussed. We need to use extends keyword followed by the super class name. Here it's the parent class is A, so I'm giving A here. Okay. So as as B is extending properties from A class, I could able to access all the fields and methods that are exist in A class. Okay. So if you see here, by using that B object only, I'm calling addition method as well. It's not throwing any error. If you see this, why it is not throwing any error? First, it will comes to this main method and it will check here. In 19th line, it will create B object, and then using that object, it will call multiply method, and then it will print that result. And here, if it will see this line B dot addition. First, it will check. Are you getting any background noise from my side, or is it clear? Any background noise? Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah, here in 20th line, it will check, it will come to this line, it will say, if we are using B class object and we are calling addition. So first it will check in B class. Is addition method is available or not? If it is available, then well and good, it will call that method. But here if you see this, there is no addition method implemented in B class, right? So that's the reason. Then it will check this signature, the class declaration signature, and it will see extends keyword. Extend is nothing but it is acquiring some properties from some other class. The class name is, the some other class is nothing but A class. So it will go to the A class and it will check whether addition method is available or not. Yes, it is available. So then it is allowed to call from B class object. B class object. So it will call and call that method and it will print that result. Okay, is it clear? I'll run this. See here, it's printing 200 and then 30. The multiplication of 10 and 20 and then sum of 10 and 20. So here, what is the use of inheritance means? No need of rewriting the code. We can reuse the code. No need of rewriting the code. We can reuse the code by acquiring properties. Is it clear, everyone? What is inheritance? Why we need inheritance? Yeah, we can write that branchly. It will work. So, sorry, is it clear? What is inheritance? And why we need inheritance and what is the syntax of inheritance? Okay, great. So, as it is clear, there are different, let's discuss about types of inheritance. There are different types of inheritance. Okay. First, we'll talk about single inheritance. Single inheritance is nothing but I'll be having, I have class A. So I have class A. And then I have class B. Class B is extending properties from A class. So this is single inheritance because only B class is extending from single class. Only single class is extending A class. No other class is extending. Only single class is extending it properties. Okay. The example which we seen in a thing now will comes under single inheritance. Did you understand the usage? The definition of single inheritance. We can inherit from single class. Okay. We can inherit from single class. Okay. So this example is already covered, right? So I know I don't create new example. Here we have class A which contains addition method and class B is having multiply method. So B is extending A so that it can access addition method as well. So this single class is extending single class. Only single class. I mean, we can say like the single class can inherit properties from single class. That's the reason it will be single inheritance. Is it clear, everyone? The example and the definition. Is it clear? Can I proceed for next type of inheritance? Okay. The next one is multi-level. Multi-level inheritance. Multi-level is nothing but I have A class and then I have B class. B class is extending properties from A class. And then I have C class which is extending properties from B class. Here the level is 1. Here the level is 2. Here the level is 3. Right? Level by level it is inheriting the properties. So this will come, we name it as multi-level inheritance. Okay. The versions you can take Vivo V12. I mean, one after other, the versions will release, right? So that is multi-level only. So let's take one example for this. I'll name the class name as a C class. So first, we are trying to do multi-level inheritance using Java. So what is multi-level inheritance? Level by level, it will inherit. So for that case, I'm just creating one class here, which is I named it as class A, and then I have class B, and then I have class C. So here I'll write addition method. I already implemented it here, right? So I'll take it from here. And in B class, I'll have multiply or a subtraction. And then in C class, I have multiply. Okay. So level by level, it will increase. So this is the first level. So no need to inherit from any class. This is second level. So here the second level should inherit from the previous level, which is the first level. So it has to extend A. Okay. And here this is third level. The third level should extend it from previous level. The previous level is nothing but B. Right? This is how where it is different. Okay, here itself it is all. I have to know this. Yep. So did you understand? This is the first level. So no need to inherit. This is the second level. In the second level, the previous level is first level. So we need to inherit from previous level. So in class C, we need to inherit from previous level, which is B. So this is called multi-level. So I'll direct. So as this, if you see here, the class C is extending B, and if you go to the B, B is extending A. So this class C can access both subtract and addition method. It is nothing but it's acquiring properties from both B and A as well. Okay. So I'll create object for C class and I'll call all the methods. If class A is private, then class B can inherit the properties from class A. Wait. No, Pranjali, there are some cases in inheritance. I'll tell you in tomorrow's class because we have polymorphism as well. After that only you could understand it better. So see here, I didn't create any B class object and A class object. I just created C class object and I'm just calling all the methods that were existed in B and also in A class. See, it's not throwing any error. Did you understand the difference between single inheritance and multi-level? If we doesn't have C class, if we have only this part, class A and then single class extending single class, then it will be single inheritance. But if we have level by level here, class B is extending A and then in the next level, class C is extending B. If we have class D, in the next level is nothing but if we have class D, it should extend C class. Level by level, it is increasing. Sorry, it's inheriting, which is nothing but like versions by versions, it is taking the property from previous version. Is it clear, everyone? Multi-level. Okay. And then we have hierarchical. Hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchy is nothing but from the same parent, we'll be having multiple childs. Multiple, not just two, there will be multiple. A and you can call B and C. Okay. From the same parent itself, we can inherit. There will be only single parent, but there will be more than one subclass, more than one child, we can say. So in hierarchy, we'll be having one parent, only one parent, but there will be n number of childs. Okay, so let's write this try example. What's this? So here I should have one single parent. So I'm taking class A is already exist here, so or else I'll run better. Class A, assume this is my parent class. So I can have multiple subclasses. So this is my subclass. And then this is my subclass. I want a few more classes as well. So these will be my subclasses. As I want this B, C, D should be child, child for this A, I have to inherit it. So I'm extending, acquiring properties from A class. So see here, we have only single parent. From that parent itself, we are having multiple subclasses, child classes. B, C, D are childs here, and A is my parent. Did you understand it? The implementation will be same, addition, multiplication, whatever the fields and methods you want to take, you can take. But in B, you can access A features as well. In C, you can access A features as well. In D, you can access A features as well. Did you understand the difference between single, multi-level, and hierarchical inheritance? Is it clear? I'm not implementing anything because the addition, subtraction, whatever the methods implementation will be same here as well. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, I could only see one response. Let me know if you want me to write the implementation or if it is not clear. Okay, fine. So there is one more type of inheritance, which is multiple. Multiple inheritance. The name itself saying multiple, it means more than one, right? Multiple, more than one. So I have class A and I have class B and I have class C. Class C is inheriting properties from both A and B parents. This is called multiple inheritance, but it is not supported in Java. Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. It can be achieved using interfaces actually. In next week, we are having interface and abstract classes session as well. So, but we need to know why it is not supporting in Java. It is supporting single inheritance, multi-level hierarchy as well. But why it is not supporting multiple inheritance? We need to know, right? Why should it's happening? So we'll try to check that. So in the same example itself, I'm trying to do. So I have my parent class A, and then I have one more class B. This is consider it as parent 1. Consider it as parent 2. And then in third class, this is the child class, which is trying to extend from both parents A and B. A, comma B. But it is not possible in but it is not possible and it is not supported in Java. If you see here itself it's showing a red mark, the error, right? If I highlight this, it is saying like there are many tokens, like more than one. It is giving that error. So why it is not allowed? So let me tell you why it is not allowed in multiple inheritance. For example, here I have addition method. Which is returning some of those values A and B. Same method, I have it in B class. Okay. So if C class is extending A and B, assume normally it is not supported in Java, but as we are trying to understand why it is not supporting, just assume that it is supporting. If Java is supporting multiple inheritance, so what I will do, I'll create a C object, C class object, and using that object, I'm trying to access addition method, right? I'm trying to access addition method. But what will happen if I write, I mean, if it is supporting multiple inheritance, what will happen means, first it will come to main method and it will create object for this C class. Okay, that part was good. But it is trying to access addition method using that object. So first it will go to the C class and it will check whether this addition method is implemented there or not. So if you see here, there is no implementation here. Okay, there is no implementation. So it will check whether it is inheriting from any parents or not. So it will see the signature and it will understand like, okay, it is extending something from some other classes. So it will check here. Here it is trying to access it from acquiring the properties from both classes A and B. So first it will check whether this addition method is available in either of these two classes or not. So it will comes to A class and it will see, okay, the addition method is implemented in A. And then it will come to B class and it will see the addition method is available here as well. So it will get ambiguity. Which class I mean to which parent I have to call this addition method. It is existed in both the parents, parent 1 and parent 2 as well. So if I'm creating C object and trying to access it, it will get confusion. Hey, both these parents have same method. So which method I have to call? Is it with A class method or B class method? It will get that confusion. So as it is giving that confusion and ambiguity, Java is not supporting multiple inheritance. Okay, did you understand why multiple inheritance is not supported in Java? It will give confusion actually. Why? Because as it is trying to access from more than one class, if those any of those classes will have same methods, it will get confusion. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. So, but there is multiple inheritance. It is not supported uh, in Java, but we can achieve it using interfaces. So this will be covered in next week. Okay. But you need to know why this is not supported in Java. So far we discussed about we can implement. Yes, we can implement using interfaces. Yes. So today we discussed about encapsulation and then inheritance and its types, right? But last week we discussed about access modifiers. At that time, I told you, right? We have protected access modifier. We can access it from other classes by if we are inheriting it, like if it is subclass. So let's discuss that as well. I told that I mean in last week I told that I'll complete it in this week. So let's do that. So I have this class, sorry, a package. Here I'm having a class. I'm naming it as a class and I need main method. So I created it. So here I want to write same method. It will return A into B. Okay. So in this method, I'll write using a object, I'll call that method. As it is public, it can be accessible from anywhere. Right? As it is public, it can be accessible from anywhere. What if it is default? Can I access it within the class? If it is default, can I access it within the class? Okay, within the package, but from some other class, can I access it? From other classes. From different packages, the class which is in different package, can I access it? No, yes. What if I write it as private, can I access within the class, throughout the class? Can I access it from some other class within the same package? Great. So what if it is protected? Can I access within the class? Can I access it from other class in the same package? Okay. Some other package, can I access it without inheriting? Can I access it in some other class which is outside of the package by inheriting it? Yes. So let's try it out how it is accessible from other packages by inheriting it. So here I mentioned it as protected. So I'll take another package I'll name it as inheritance 2. And here I'll write one more class B. I need main method. And here I want to access A class. I want to access this multiply method which is existed in A class. How can we access it? By creating object for this A class. So for that, I'll create, I need to import it actually. Sample inheritance. So I'll import it. So using this object, I'm trying to access multiply method, which is protected, which access modifier is protected. So A dot multiply method, right? So if you see here, it's throwing the error. Why it is throwing the error? Because, sorry, here we need to select it. So here, if you see here, it's showing in red color mark, which is nothing but error. If you highlight it, it is showing like change visibility of multiply method to public. Then only you can access it. This class is having multiply method, which is of protected type. So we can access throughout the class and from other class within the same package. We can't access it from we can't access it from some other packages. So if we want here, it is in different package. This package is different sample inheritance and this package is sample inheritance too. Both are different packages. So under this package, we have B class and we are trying to access the protected method using object. As it is protected, it is throwing error. But I want to access it. If it is protected, I could able to access it from other packages as well if we inherit it. How can I inherit it? I have to use extend keyword and then I have to use this class name. The class name is A, right? And see. It is a parent class and here it is a subclass. So it should be accessible if it is protected. If we are extending this A class to this B class, we should able to access it actually. So 1 minute, let me check protected properly. So it's there. Okay. So So I have a class and I created a, sorry, we need to create object for this B class because we are trying to access it from, sorry, my bad. The object is already created, where it is created. So did you understand why it's happened? Because from here we extended A class, but we extend A class to B class, but we extended A class into B class. So we need to create object for this class, right? To access A class property. But previously I forgot the class name and thought of creating A class object. So for that case only it thrown the error. So as B is inheriting A, I created B class object and trying to access multiply method which is existed in A class. Okay, which is existed in A class. So now it is not throwing any error. We could able to access it even though it is protected. Did you understand it? Is it clear, everyone? If it is protected, we can access it throughout the class and some other classes within the same package as well. But if you want to access it from different packages of different classes, you can't do that without inheriting. If you want to access it, you have to acquire the properties so that only you could access it. So for that case, we are extending that class name here and we are trying to access it. So it's not throwing any error. Is it clear, everyone? All the four access modifiers and this protected and all the types of inheritance? Is it clear? Okay. If it is clear, I'll ask you a few questions. What is encapsulation? What is encapsulation? Okay, wrapping data and methods in single unit, variable methods. Yes, good. Your response. Encapsulation is nothing but wrapping both data and methods into single unit. That single unit we call it as class. Okay, what are the advantages with encapsulation? Yes, hiding of data in single unit. Will encapsulation increases the readability? Yes. It is no confusion? Yes. Great. Will it protect the data? Will encapsulation achieve securing the data? Okay. How can we protect the data? How encapsulation is playing a role to protect the data. How can we protect the data? Which concept we have to use? Yes, we need to use access modifiers that are private. Okay. If it is private, can I access from other classes? Can I access from other classes? No. What if I want to access a particular field, not directly the field, but from using some methods? So it is a private field. As it is private, I can't access directly. So I need something to access those fields and to set some value to those fields. What should I have to use? Which methods I have to use? Yes, getters and setters. Good. Um, and what is inheritance? Only one response? Yeah. Yes, acquiring properties from parent to child. Yes, parent-child relationship. Good. So, what are the advantages with inheritance? Do we need to re-implement the same code in inheritance? Do we need to re-implement the code in inheritance, or can we use by inheriting the properties? Yeah, no need to. Yeah, we can directly use it to usability. Yes. What are the types of inheritance available? How many types are available? 4 types. What are they? Single, multi-level, hierarchical, multiple. Good. Okay, I'll give you some scenarios. You tell me which type of inheritance it is. I have 2 classes, class A and then class B. Class A is extending properties of class B. So which type of inheritance it is? Class A is extending B properties. Okay. So I have class A. I have 4 subclasses. Class B, class C, class D, class E. All these classes are inheriting properties from A class. I'll tell you, I'll repeat it. I have class A and I have class B, C, D, E. All these are inheriting from A. Yes, it is hierarchical. Good. I have class A. No, I have class D, which is extending C. C is extending B. B is extending A. B. Which type of inherit? Yes, multi-level. Good. And like, how can we achieve protected? Like, how can we access protected in some the class which is existed in outside of the package, some other package? How can we access it? By using inheritance. What is the keyword I have to use for inheriting one class to another class? Extends. Good. Good. Is it clear, everyone? Then, is it clear? Today's session, encapsulation and inheritance. Actually, in today's class itself, we have typecasting as well. But you are having quiz from 12:30 to 1 o'clock. Tomorrow, we have only polymorphism, and that too under that polymorphism, we'll be having 2 types: method of overloading and overriding. So only that concept is exists for tomorrow's session. So we'll complete typecasting tomorrow and then we'll jump into polymorphism in tomorrow's session. Okay. So are you understanding the concepts? Can you relate to the real world examples? The phone example. I mean, not only today class and previous sessions as well. Are you understanding the concepts or any doubts, or do you want me to improve it anytime? Are you expecting something else? If you are expecting something else, just put in the chat box. We'll implement that from tomorrow's session. Are you understanding the session? Can you relate to the real world examples? Okay. Do I need to modify anything? Are you expecting anything else? Okay, great, fine. Then in tomorrow's session, will first discuss about typecasting. Is primitive typecasting completed in previous sessions? I mean, some other trainer, I think. No? Okay, widening, narrowing, no? Okay, then talk about, we'll learn about primitive casting and then non-primitive typecasting. And then we'll jump into polymorphism in tomorrow's session. So you could understand polymorphism only when you understand the inheritance. So revise the concept and then come to tomorrow's session. It will be easy to understand. Okay. Okay, you can take a few minutes break and yeah, I mean, I think you have quiz at 12:30. You can come back and take up the quiz. Over to you, Chandana. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Surya. So, take a 10 minutes break. So, after like exactly 12:30, I'm going to conduct a quiz. So, 10 minutes break. Okay. Okay. So, from YouTube, so please respond based on your choice. I'm going to now. Yep. Quiz Undi. Okay. So, I didn't get any responses from YouTube. So, I got responses from Zoom. So yes, now I'm going to conduct a quiz. Just give me a couple of minutes. I will come back with quiz. Okay. So I'm sharing the link. All the best, everyone. So think twice while answering your questions. So guys, how was the paper? Is that difficult or easy? Medium? So attendance link I will share after the exam. Okay. So you need 30 minutes for this or else 20 minutes is enough. I think most of the people 10 minutes, great. Okay. So most of the people done it, I think. Okay. So most of the people are telling, okay, okay, done. So shall we close this before like 12:50? So 12:40 is enough, right? So is anybody writing still? Let me know. 25 minutes. Not completed. Okay, then we'll wait for everyone. So up to 12:45, I'll giving time. Okay, so 5 minutes extra. 25 minutes. I hope everyone done with the quiz. So please let me know. I will share attendance. So we'll close this session. Okay, for the day. So yes, completed. Okay, fine. So we'll move to the attendance part now. So mark your attendance. Okay, meanwhile, I will share top 20 as well. So we'll wind it up for the day. Top 20. Yes, I'm sharing that. So this is our top 20. Congratulations, guys. You did a great job. So who submitted early, those names I took. So remaining people also got 20 out of 20. So don't feel bad. So try to submit early. Okay. We practice those things. It will be good. Okay. You will also submit early after that. Meanwhile, any more questions regarding skill up, please ask me in the chat box. I will try to address it. Starting of the session, I can see 50, now it's 20 people came for the attendance, I think. So don't focus on the attendance more. Please take content also. Okay. So I didn't see any more questions from YouTube and Zoom as well. I think we are good to go. When it get over, ma'am. So about which thing you are asking, Ashwini? Today's class or skill up thing? Skill up, it is going to end April 1st week. Okay. So this verbal ability is going to end at 8th March. So 9th March, we have a subject-wise test on verbal ability, full topics, all the topics. And 11th, we are going to start soft skills, okay, from 11th to 10 days. Okay. Hello, ma'am. Can we also get certificate for verbal ability communication skills? No, we are giving certificate for whole skill up training program. Okay, not individually, like topic wise. We are not giving like that. So whole skill up, we have one certificate. Okay. So there is no more questions. We'll wind up the session. But our college says that we get a certificate. Yes, you will receive a certificate from XLR for skill up final years program, training program. Okay, not for quantitative aptitude. We are teaching in here like 5 topics, right? Quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning, programming skills, verbal ability, and soft skills. So for the topics, we are giving only one certificate for all the skill up program. Adarsh, I hope your query got cleared. Yeah, it's my pleasure. Ma'am, placement assistance will start after completion of skill up final years. Yes, so first week of April, we are having a final test of this all the topics. So after that, we will qualifying the student who is eligible for the placement. So after that, we are going to do that placement assistance to that students. Okay. Ma'am, by the YouTube, you can send the attendance. Yeah, I already shared it. So I'm again sharing it. So please mark your attendance. Okay, thank you, Adarsh. Yeah, if you don't have any queries, you can leave the session. Okay, we'll meet on tomorrow. And tomorrow we don't have any quiz. So it is like 10:30 to 1 p.m. We are going to class only. Okay. Okay. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.